Yo, hello everyone. My name is Blessious. This is my dear friend Sharkktooth, and we are joining you at the tail end of E3. And we kind of seen everything that was showcased from Ubisoft, Square Enix, Xbox, Nintendo, Devolver Digital, and this is our kind of thoughts about this. Shark, you want to say anything that caught your eye right off the bat, your number one, or anything that you're excited about?
Oh man, oh god, so we're hopping on to me, Hannah. All right, well, for me, Elden Ring, man, I am a huge like Souls type game kind of fan. So Elden Ring caught my eye. I'm like, whoa, I totally forgot about this game that I guess like George R.R. Martin has been like working on. And that was cool, and it looked pretty, and I am very excited. Kazuya and Smash.
That one,
I wish I was a little awake for that. I would have pogged the hell out, but I did a little late. But remember that time I said, yo, they need to add a Tekken character to Smash, and they freaking did it, dude.
I will say to this, I was very shocked at seeing that, because the cinematic opened up with Ganondorf kind of dead or unconscious and being carried off, and then as soon as he threw him off, I was like, oh wait, that's how like this character is, like if you beat the game, that's what happens.
That's how he yeah.
And so if you don't know, Sakurai doesn't technically work for Nintendo. He's contracted, and with that, he's contracted by Nintendo. The studio that makes Smash Brothers is Bandai Namco, and it's a little team called Sora Limited. And so, that's I know that Bandai and Namco have been buddying up a lot more recently with Bandai Namco made the new Pokemon Snap, Pac-Man 99, and then let alone anything for Smash.
Yeah, it makes sense. Also with Pokken, remember that game?
Yes.
I don't know when it came out. So
yeah, the Pokemon Tekken.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, they I mean, also because I love Tekken. Tekken is like my all-time favorite fighting game, and for them to add that, I like Smash again. Smash is on the menu once again, but yeah, it does make sense. And it's also awesome. It's a fighting. Smash is like the call it a party game to me. It's like the fighting game where like all these other characters are in one game where they fight each other. So having a Tekken character makes sense because they already have Terry, Ryu, and Ken. Yeah, very pog. Also, I know I did say that I thought that Devil Jin would have made sense, but also I forgot that Devil Kazuya can do his thing as well. So I was like, ugh. Yeah, which is cool though. Like I saw the movesets, and they look legit. They look
the 10 combo one did have me go a little like, oh wow, that's Tekken. Like
that's very Tekken. Yeah, they have like the 10 combo thing. So I think some of the moves were a little different from what Kazuya would do. He did like a little high jump kick. It was weird, but there's definitely notable moves that if you're a Tekken fan, you'd be like, whoa, the little spinaroonie kick thing, very cool.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite part about that part of the reveal was when he threw Min Min off, and her arm was stuck up, and I thought that was like a weird thing. And I also thought it was really cool how Captain Falcon's like eyes were like blinking, like it's like that part of the visor is like just for show or something, like it's a Daft Punk helmet,
Oh,
I thought that was kind of cool.
I never noticed. Also Kirby, dude. Kirby with the
hey, Kirby ain't getting KO'd. Heck no.
That's funny. Kazuya, man, I can't believe it. I'm super excited for that. That probably, like other than Elden Ring, like Kazuya and Smash definitely was my favorite thing out of all of E3.
I know. I think like E3 and Summer Games Fest, there's a little bit of a fiasco with everything. But I know that Jeff Keighley, when he like announced that, that had to be cool, like because like that's something that a leg up that not even Sony had. Because Sony didn't do E3 or anything like that, but
right.
I'm excited, and that might be like the first Souls game that I will ever really play.
Ooh,
I played Sekiro.
really? Are you gonna play it through though? Because I remember you were playing like
real early.
Yeah, you're like, yo, I can't do these games. Like,
Well, no
I
one
think
told me that
you played-
Sekiro was a Souls game. I'm like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
samurai game.
Also, do you remember that game you played, the Zelda-looking game, but it was like actually like a Souls roguelike kind of game? You're like, yo, I can't do this game.
Oh, yeah. It looked like Wind Waker. It's like,
yeah,
dude, I was molding on that one. I forget the name of it, but yeah, that's it's on Steam and Nintendo Switch. I forget the name of it. But yeah, that game did mold out.
To me, I love those types of games. I love the pain.
The pain.
I love, because I don't know, it's like really rewarding to me whenever like I beat like a roguelikes slash Souls like kind of game, and it's always fun to me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Up next on my thing, I have to say like my two favorite shows were definitely the Nintendo and Xbox showcase. Ubisoft is not for me. I find it very hard to support that company. I think like because we were in Colorado and that's all I talked about. Like it's hard for me to support this company.
Ubisoft. Now on Ubisoft, I can't support them. Listen, I liked the Rainbow Six DLC. Like it's like an alien. It's like it reminded me of like Call of Duty Zombies, but with aliens, and that's kind of
Left
cool.
4 Dead, but you have to be sneaky.
Yeah, and especially I like Rainbow Six's gunplay, so that's very exciting. I like that.
I like that. I have to say for the Ubisoft thing, I really, if you ever look into it, I forget the person's name, but the guy that is behind the Mario and Rabbids thing, he's like a hardcore, just like Nintendo, like fanatic fan. And if you ever look into it, he has some real passion behind it. And I guess that's like the one Ubisoft title that I'm like,
you play that though, right?
No,
like even though no way,
no.
Just because it has the Ubisoft title.
No, it's because like I never got to preview it or like play a demo at like an E3 or anything like that. And
right.
I'm pretty sure Ubisoft just doesn't have a contact with me. And that game I think is published by Ubisoft, not Nintendo. So Nintendo is very kind to me, but Ubisoft not so much. Yeah. Out of that for Ubisoft, I was kind of let down that they didn't do anything about the upcoming Star Wars game that they're doing. That's rumored to be like something to do with bounty hunters or something like that. That's I saw something like that on Twitter. They didn't do anything for that, but they did do Avatar, the game. And
that was very interesting.
That was interesting.
That was
like
I
remember being like,
I just want to say like the whole hype on like I think I've only seen like that movie once. It was cool, but like part of me thinks it's like a little too overhyped, and maybe they made the game to bring in the non-gamers, be like, whoa, I love that movie.
Oh, dude, that movie. I like Pocahontas 3D. I think like they're trying to get hype up because like there's gonna be like Avatar movie every year after 2022 or something. I don't know.
Wait, no way.
Yeah,
it's
really an ambitious. It's a very ambitious thing. Yeah, like I think it goes up to Avatar 5 in 2028.
Hey, if it's cool, I'll watch it.
If it's cool, yeah.
I think the first one was okay, but a little too overhyped.
3D Dances with Wolves was overhyped in my opinion back in 2012 no, I was in high school, maybe, I don't know, 2008 2009, I don't know, but yeah, as far as the whole Ubisoft thing, I give it a solid 3 out of 10.
I mean, because you already hate Ubisoft.
I don't hate Ubisoft, it's just very hard to support Ubisoft. Hey man, make Rayman 64 too.
Yeah, I like the Rainbow Six thing. I think to me Ubisoft is always like, well, at least when like they have their live E3 thing, it's always like try to be edgy and like they say cuss words.
Yeah.
And they always show like Just Dance at the end as to me is boring. But sometimes they
Say,
show cool
Just
things.
Dance
Like,
to Somebody
hey,
is the best game ever.
yeah.
Like that's for sure. And
But like to me,
sorry, go ahead.
I see it as like Madden or like FIFA, where it's like the same thing every year, and like they could just like
Make
add,
it like a live service. Yeah, I agree with you.
like add DLCs to it, like how Smash does it and stuff. So
I totally agree.
yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will give Ubisoft this. I think that Ubisoft does a fantastic job with trying to get accessibility out to people that might not be able to normally use, any, what I'm trying to say. It just, I think that they do kind of lead in the accessibility department for gamers. But yeah, okay. You know what? I will give it a 4.9.
Let's go.
4.9 for accessibility and the Rabbids guy. That's me. What would you give it?
Yeah, I'd give it a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. I don't know.
7?
I used to be.
Woo!
Like the Assassin's Creed. I used to be a huge Assassin's Creed fan, but I stopped playing it since like I think Unity or whatever game that came out. I used to read like all the notes, all the things that like the lore and like actual history stuff. So I used to be a huge Assassin's Creed fan. Other than that, not sure if I'm gonna play Valhalla, whatever it's called, because I am so far behind. But the extraction thing I will play. I don't know other things. Maybe I'll give it
the Valhalla stuff did look all right, but I've never played an Assassin's Creed ever.
No. Yeah, I don't know how the story goes at the moment.
I think they just saw Valheim and like, we gotta double down, dude. Like. I like Valheim a lot, but you had a bad time getting in. Yeah,
I hate Valheim. Now that I give a 1 out of 10. I hate that game.
So originally titled, because Ubisoft's Direct was, or Ubisoft's E3 Direct Disc thing was called Ubisoft Forward, and originally it was Devolver Forwarder, and then they changed the name to the Devolver Max Pass Plus. And I loved it. That is Devolver every year is one of my highlights. I adore.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch. Yeah.
But like I can't remember anything that was announced at it besides being
at Devolver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
same. It's always like the cool like skits they do. But yeah. But what about?
Oh, the Aztec one. Like you're going through the temples where like you're like Harrison Ford. That game I do want to get, and I need to go buy it. I do want that game, but besides that game, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for content. Yeah.
What about the meme? The NDA Battlefield 2042. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, for those that don't know, Shark and I had a very extensive NDA over that, which we didn't leak anything for.
Yeah, we didn't like it because we weren't in it. It was just
we were not in it. We actually had nothing to do with it. Yeah, we just said that as a joke. But yeah, so they did show that, and then it was I think their initial launch trailer or whatever, like reveal of it, was interesting. You get your motley crew. However, during the Xbox showcase, 100%, that is probably. It is. I have a list of my top 5, and it is in my top 5 games for E3 or just summer reveals or anything. It's in my top 5.
You. What are your thoughts? Well, for me, I've never. So I was gonna say like Far Cry. I've never played Far Cry before.
Oh wow.
But Far Cry 6 looks pretty cool.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was shown at the Ubisoft thing. If I got a free code of that game, I would give it a whirl.
Wait, is that also by Ubisoft?
That is an Ubisoft joint, yeah. But that was also featured. Yeah. That was featured in almost everything, if I'm correct. Well,
yeah, that's why I was like, wait, that's Ubisoft? I didn't.
Yeah. Because everything Ubisoft does is an Ubisoft original. Like it's a yeah. But yeah, I mean, if I got a free code for it, I'd probably play it. But yeah, I mean, I like the puppy. The puppy.
You know, puppies in games are very cool.
Yeah,
We
but I
do like
swear
that.
if that puppy dies, Ubisoft, I
Whoa.
won't even play that Star Wars game you got coming. Um, but yeah, the new field does look actually very cool. Like if you get
Yeah.
a chance to look at the trailer, like the gameplay trailer, that's I think is 100% all gameplay. Like zip lining between places. You have aircrafts going between each other, plus like ground artillery going off, plus like I think it's like you can have like world events happen where like all of a sudden like this bio weapon tornado shows up. That was sick. I'm like, and you see
Man.
things getting pulled into it. I thought that was very sick. And
That sounds so hype, man.
yeah, and it's there's no confirm that I know of a battle royale, but at the same time, like I think it's kind of hype to be able to. It's more realistic to have like
Right.
you have good guys, bad guys, and like you go at it. In reality, it's not just like the last person wins is king. With a battle royale, but I know that their battle royale for the last Battlefield game kind of sizzled out because you had to pay for it, and I don't think like the player base for it really lasted.
I was never a fan of the Battlefield. What was it called? Like Fire something? I don't remember. But like the BR thing, yeah, it wasn't cool. But I do hope that the new Battlefield 2042, like the normal like multiplayer mode, dude. I used to love playing like Battlefield 4.
on the PS4.
And playing that. Yeah, I think it was PS4.
Yeah, it was
3,
like
I
a
don't
launch
remember.
title on PS4. I remember getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, it was super fun because like I would do that one like community servers where like it's like the same map. I forgot, it was like I think it was called Train or something, or I don't remember. But that was like my favorite map, and I used to spam that all the time. And just man, Battlefield 4 was really good, and I hopefully 2042 is as hype as Battlefield 4 was at its time.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a 4 in its name, so hey, let's go.
Yeah, I know when I played Battlefield 4, all I did was just kind of spam, try to spawn into airplanes and helicopters. That's what I like because even in Star Wars Battlefront, I would always try to get just spawn into the vehicles, fly.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I remember playing. I forgot which one I played. The Battlefront games, but
Battlefront 2's Pog just had a really rocky launch. But my favorite Battlefield, and one of the games that I cherish memory wise, is I think Battlefield 1941. It was an Xbox 360 and PS3 like downloadable game, and it had one map, if I can believe, and it was a prequel to something, 1942 maybe. And I didn't really like the normal mode. I loved the dogfight mode. There would be 2 naval ships out and this map created so that you can do these crazy dogfights and control zones aerially. And I love that game. The reason why I loved it is because you launch from an aircraft carrier, right? And you can land on the enemy's one, and you have like weapons on you. You can like throw nades, you can have a sniper or anything. And so I would like land on the enemy aircraft carrier and just like, and as soon as they would spawn in, I was a little troll, but I would like have a horrible day at work, launch that, and like just, I loved it.
and then boom, you are cleansed.
I was cleansed. I'm finding with games like Sea of Thieves, World of Warcraft, or that experience I just shared, I think I'm a griefer, dude. Like I get enjoyment
man,
out
I
of
love
griefing.
griefing in World of Warcraft. That's why I'm on a PvP server, so I could kill lobies. Let's go. It's
Hey.
always fun.
Amen. So technically we're kind of into the Xbox showcase, and what did you think of the last title that they showed, Redfall?
Redfall.
It was the
Let me try to-
vampire game where like you had it showed like a select I don't think it had gameplay, it was just 100% just like cinematic, but it was you know, there's vampires that these mystical powers, but also there's like these hero good guys that have, you know, cool powers too, like going invisible, maybe some form of like moving objects with like the force or anything like that. I thought it was a really cool trailer, and I think Lady D has some competition because I saw on Twitter people raving about the main character on that was featured. Just like move over, Lady D.
Yo, really? There's a new Lady D in the house?
Yeah, but good guy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's made by Arcane Studios that made what's the name of that game? Has the thing on the hand. Dishonored? Dishonored?
Oh, wait. Yeah, this game there's no gameplay though, but like I did like the trailer though. Yeah, I remember this one. Yes. It looks cool. I mean,
yeah, they made Dishonored and Prey.
Like
yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I'd definitely play this. Yeah, this is really cool.
And I think they're making Deathloop, which before the Microsoft acquisition of oh, that's crazy that they totally left Deathloop out. Yeah, so before the Microsoft acquired Bethesda, Bethesda had a exclusive deal with Sony PlayStation for Deathloop, which looks like an awesome game, but is not featured whatsoever in the Xbox thing, which makes sense because it would be kind of weird to have that one. But yeah, Arcane Studios is kind of pog, man. I'll tell you one game that from the Xbox thing that made me like be excited and is in my top 10, the update to Microsoft Flight Sim.
Oh yeah, I haven't played it, but sick. I love watching it. It looks so cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. I think it's an awesome idea. You could like fly around and see like cool places.
Yeah.
Yo, when is like driving sim where I could literally be in the streets driving, dude? Let's go.
Well, I wasn't gonna talk about that, but Forza. Yeah, it's like I think the new game is featured in like Mexico, I believe, and like you can drive past like Aztec temples and stuff.
Oh, sure. But is it like, you know, the same you know, scale as Mexico? Like,
I don't think so. Like, no, I don't think it's like a recreation. No, I don't think. No, but Flight Sim is getting that Top Gun free update, so you can like have like a freaking, you know, jet in the sky. I think that's cool. That, and the cool thing about that is my PC is getting old, but I do have an Xbox Series X that, but I'm not gonna lie to you, that has only really played Banjo and Kazooie, and I will try to get a HOTAS for the Xbox just to fly that, because one, if you use a HOTAS on it that's designed for the Xbox, you don't have to, you know, plug in, you know, what, you know, X button does with and like key everything in, but also like, hey, that thing should be powerful enough to have amazing graphics. It'll be better than what my computer gets.
What about, so I've never really played or owned Halo. What are your thoughts on Halo Infinite?
Wait, is this a joke?
Well, okay, so I only played it over like the old Halos, like you know, at a friend's and cousin's house.
Yeah.
I don't remember. So I never actually owned an Xbox.
Yeah, well, back in my day, my parents were very cool with video games, and you know, my parents played Final Fantasy 11 for like 15 years, maybe, probably more. I don't know. And yeah, I know. And Halo 1 was one that I played at friends' houses, but like I kept like saying, hey, I want to get an Xbox, and I finally got an Xbox when Halo 2 came out. And Halo 2 was an online experience, and I was fortunate enough to have online access because my parents played freaking Final Fantasy 11, and so did I on my PlayStation 2. But yeah, I loved the PvP in that, and like you had the ranks. I think it was 1 to 50. I probably got around like 25 in ranks. I loved it. I loved it. And then Halo 3, when the Xbox 360 came out, it was so cool. If you bought the game Crackdown back then, you would get the free demo to play, and it was the coolest thing ever. That demo, that beta or whatever, was enjoyable, and I loved Halo 3. And I remember working in radio full time, but my best friend and I getting Halo Reach, and I didn't know of the reason. I didn't know of Bloom. You know, you say Halo Reach now, and I know Rob will be like, ugh, Bloom. And like, I didn't know that back then. You know, I was just more so just casual guy that grew up with Halo. But the reason why I'm giving all that is that's what I had, right? I didn't play Halo 4. I didn't play Halo 5. And, you know, those games got very mixed reviews. Especially 5 with like the story, like not being revolving around Master Chief, only just a tad bit. But yo, I tell you what, man, that the trailers, especially the multiplayer trailers for Halo Infinite, dude, those have me so sold. Like, it's like it's a combination of being a kid watching Bungie Vidocs for Halo 2 and 3, and also it was the first time that I was excited for a game that, let's just be honest, Destiny and Halo are, you know, tomato a little bit, you know, one's, you know what I'm saying, at least in like in the sandbox of what could be Crucible or PvP. And I haven't been that excited since like Taken King, Rise of Iron, Destiny 2. And that's legit. And because I play Halo, or I played Destiny mainly for the PvP back in the day. I know that's like, well, you're dumb, man. It's a PvE game. But like, you know, like I enjoyed that so much.
Can't say I relate. But it did look cool. I looking at the Halo Infinite PvP footage, it looks pretty polished. Like it looks like, you know, old Halo, but like, you know, remastered or something. It looks very cool. I do like that. I definitely check it out. Are you I'm assuming it's like how, you know, usual Xbox games works, where it's like you could play this on PC and then, like, you know, possible.
Yeah, so they said that there's no barriers whatsoever between PC and Xbox. So, hey, you have a badass power station, you're able to, you know, play it on your PC, and it's cross-play between Xbox and yeah, even on Xbox, you get 120 frames per second, which is awesome. And then yeah, it was if you haven't watched it, it wasn't part of the official E3 thing, but yesterday, the day before we're recording this, they released like this, like, I swear to God, it's like a Bungie Vidoc. And while I was watching it, I'm like, oh dude, they snipe people from Bungie, because like it had like that just Bungie feel to it, whether it's like the gameplay capture, whether it was like the armor looks, or just anything like that. And you know, it's funny because like one of the third people that they interview in it is a whole Bungie guys, which, you know, it's a Seattle based thing, and then you know, so it makes sense. But yo, I would highly go back and look at it. It's awesome. It looks so, it looks, I haven't been like, watching that made me excited for, you know, a Seattle based shooter since probably Destiny 2. You know, before Destiny 2
Is that
came
a genre, Seattle-based shooter?
I don't know what to call it, man. Like, I don't, like, yeah.
Yo, check out this new genre, Seattle-based shooting games. That's you know what? That's my favorite genre in video games, Seattle-based shooting games. Let's go.
Hey, I mean,
wow.
Like, if you watched it, I tell you, you will get a vibe that you are watching old school Bungie from that. So, and that's, I don't know, it had me excited about that. But when I was watching the Xbox conference, by the way, Halo is my number 2 top game that I have for
what's
this
your
year.
number 1?
We'll get to that one. I think you already know, but I was on the plane watching this, and so I kind of missed some things while I was flying. But when Starfield was announced, it's Bethesda's new title instead of you know, Fallout. It's or Skyrim. It's, you know, that, but in space. And it showed a spaceship getting ready to launch from, like, I assume a moon. And I thought it was really cool because my flight took off when you heard that, like, when that ship is about to take off. I thought that was pretty cool. But
that is very cool.
It comes out 11/11/22. So yeah, and it's a whole new engine. So it's not the Fallout 76 engine. It's a new version. And it's funny because when they showed the Fallout 76 stuff that's coming up, I was like, oh, dude, they are really pushing that engine from the grave, man. Like even like when the character is like limping, I'm like, ugh, man, that game looks like it came out in 2006. Which is kind of funny, but I went and immediately said, oh, I'll play that because I don't know if you ever played Fallout 3. There was an expansion for it called The Pit, and that is one of my favorite gaming experiences. And so they're making.
I played Fallout 3, just not the DLCs. Fallout 4 was actually one of my favorite games.
I love it. I love Fallout 4. I know that game gets some crap, but I like Fallout 4.
No, I loved Fallout 4. Yeah. Man, it was amazing.
For the longest time, I thought George Clooney was in it. He was like the paladin. Nope, just a dude that sounds like George Clooney. But Fallout 76, The Pit, I will play that, but I won't play Fallout 76 before that. And also, Skyrim turns 10.
10 years?
They need to let that thing have a nice rest in peace.
Wait, did they remaster it again?
No. Well, they're doing something with it. I think, like, literally, hold on. I think the website was like Skyrim10.com.
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim10.com. 10 years of Skyrim. And it says, as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim's release, we want to hear about your journeys. And I guess, like, you can, like...
You know, I never played Skyrim before. Maybe it's time. Maybe after 10 years, I think it's time for me to try out Skyrim. You know, I've been avoiding it because, you know, I don't have a fridge to play it on. I don't have the, you know... Alexa to play it on, so hopefully whenever it does come out on PC, hey, you know, I'll play it. But, you know,
what if I told you can play it right now in a remastered version on the PC?
Like, whoa, I don't need to have a fridge with a monitor.
I think you can play it for free on the Xbox Game Pass, TM.
Whoa, now that is poggers.
Yeah, I will say the Xbox Game Pass, I subscribe to it and I love it. I don't really play many things on it, but I think the idea of it's good. And I think if I wasn't a streamer or content creator, I'd probably be playing obscure stuff like all the Fables on it and everything. They released, or they're going to release a new update from Grounded. I don't know if you remember Grounded. It's by Oblivion.
I've seen that. I've never played it.
I think like you did because when it came out, I know it was like me versus I think Blue, Rob, Dork. I think you were, and we played it when it first came out. Well,
I've never played it.
Well, basically, it's like Rust. It's like Rust, but you're like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And since I played it at its initial launch, that really has changed. Like there's like fish, there's arachnophobia mode if you're scared of spiders. The game does get frightening because at night, you know, you have all these crazy, you know, insects coming for you, but now they have birds that can swoop you up. And I want to give that a try, but
Sam, I like to play this game. This game does look cool. It reminds me of Ants, kind of.
Or yeah, or like a Bug's Life, Ants, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I that one comes out this month, and I would really be. Yeah, I wouldn't mind downloading and playing it and like give a nice little I don't know. I think it'd be fun to play before Rust kicks back up.
Yeah, good old Rust.
So
yeah, I'm down to play Grounded.
One of the games that I loved from last year that was a demo, and even though it was a demo with a few mini games, it was so polished back then, and because of that demo, they got funding, and they're now releasing in 2022, which I was like, dang, like what are they doing to that? But Party Animals is coming out.
Party Animals, yeah.
And 100% sold on that. I think that is such an amazing idea of a game, and the demo back then sold it to me. I mean, Party Animals, it's fun. I had a blast with it back in the day. I think everyone in our friend circle did too.
Yeah, I did like playing party animals was really fun. Let's see. Yo, what should we talk about? What is your biggest disappointment for E3 yet, or
I'll be honest with you. Biggest disappointment. I didn't write down my disappointments. I just wrote like my top ones.
Your
so I have my
tops.
top, and so I have all my tops are basically Xbox, one game from Square Enix, the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think looks cool. It's like Mass Effect meets Jedi Fallen Order. I think it's pretty cool. I just wish that they asked me to audition for Rocket, but besides that, I'm very into it. And we found out today with the Nintendo E3, it's on Nintendo Switch 2, which means like, hey, like everyone's talking about the Nintendo Switch Pro, and it wasn't announced, but that's a game. If there is a Pro and could like do 4K 60 FPS, I would probably play it on the Switch. I'd probably play most games on the Switch.
Yeah.
But that is definitely in my top 10. It's actually number 10 in my top 10, the Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think the most disappointment, I didn't even watch the Capcom one because I'm like, I forget what I was doing, but yeah, I think it was just like everything you kind of knew. Just like it was more as like, hey, we have a E3 block. Let's just here's a kit. I
didn't even know they had a E3 block. You know, the Capcom. Yeah, I didn't even know. Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I'd say my most disappointed thing in E3, and I think it was a little. I personally was disrespected that Overwatch came up and was like, "Hey guys, check out these 2 new remodeled skins." And I'm like, cool. I mean, yeah, they look cool. I think it was Sombra and Baptiste. Sombra, I stand. But like, dude, they came up as like, yes, hello everyone from hello E3. I am
the new game director.
Yeah.
Which I'm setting no hate to because I can only imagine what that person's getting on forums and Twitter.
I mean, I was kind of annoyed that he just got on to just show 2 characters and just bounce. Like, I felt disrespected. I was like, yo, bro.
So you're showing us skins. You're showing us new default skins. I get that. I know that you, when it was Baptiste, I quit playing Overwatch around that time. I think after Doomfist, I kind of like pieced out. After the hamster, I really pieced. Because it came back for the hamster, that's when I really pieced. And then, and so I never got to see Baptiste. But then I couldn't, like, as someone that played a lot of Sombra, and when I'm saying a lot, I didn't have your play time, but I did play, quite often as Sombra. I can't tell you anything different about that skin. Maybe besides, like, her, like, undercut has, like, new things on it.
I used to play that game religiously. She did. Like, I think her outfit's different. Like, there's definitely like little, like, I think, well, what they want to do with like the new default skins is to try to make it look like the vanilla ones, but with a little, modern look. Like, they're older. They're gonna have a little different hairstyles. That's cool. I mean, it was cool when they showed it at BlizzCon. Very cool. But when they're just like, barging in, like, crashing a wedding and be like, hey guys, did you know we have 2 new skins to show, and then like peace out. I'm like, what the hell? Like, really?
What
was that it?
Yeah, I would say that is a big disappointment. Yeah. I mean, like, I didn't write it down or anything, but yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Yeah. That was very meh.
Yeah.
But but at least like Overwatch as a team are together fighting crime again in Overwatch 2, right?
I mean, when it was showcased at BlizzCon, I was very hyped. It gave me that, because I used to love Overwatch. Like, when it came out, I was like, whoa, this is the future of gaming. And it was like that for
2016. I was 26.
For quite a while. It was like that for quite a while. And man, that it sucked that the game like Overwatch 1 started sucking. I'm like, well,
The nosedive.
what do I do now? You know, and it sucked. So like them showcasing it at BlizzCon, and I'm saying BlizzCon because it was at BlizzCon. Not like E3 them showing like 2 skins, but BlizzCon they showed a lot. They showed like, you know, the PvE, the PvP, like and all that stuff. So it gave me a little hope. But I'm still annoyed that they just go on E3 and be like, "Hey guys, 2 skins, what's up?"
I'm gonna add something to this. This might crinkle your feathers because I know like you had the quote of like, "Hey, if Overwatch didn't stink, I'd be on a yacht right now." And
that is true. That is my all-time favorite quote, which is true because like I got partnered by playing Overwatch
on Twitch.
You know, I guess like my channel grew because of Overwatch. But if Overwatch did not suck, I'd be on a yacht, man.
So I kind of told you this story at Guardian Con or GCX 2018. I knew of, you know, the high res people that made paladins. I went up to the guy. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. He's like, oh, hey, I'm like, he said his name. I'm like, yeah, I know who you are. And he was very kind to me. And anyway, that person happens to be the new Overwatch community manager and helped me get into Diablo 2 beta. Even though that was probably not my most fun experience on Twitch. But he was like, hey, this is like not anything serious. This is not going to happen for any time soon. Can I have your email, your Blizzard email for just to put you in the thing for an Overwatch beta. The reason why I say that, and he was like, this is not a hint. It's not happening anytime soon. I'm just doing this, right? I'm like, well, thanks, man. That's like the ultimate homie move right there. But when we were out of town, Shark and I, last week, and I didn't get the chance to play Ratchet and Clank, so I was making sure that Ratchet and Clank and the new Final Fantasy VII update was on my PS5. And when I saw it, there was Overwatch beta, right? I'm like, what? Like it's like heavily featured on PS5. It's like Overwatch beta. And I'm like, what? Like, are they getting ready to do an Overwatch
2 beta?
No, it's an Overwatch 1 crossplay beta.
Well, I mean, I guess that's cool. I mean, I've always wanted like Overwatch to be crossplay.
You know, back in the day when I was, you know, I was so envious of like Mr. Fruit and anyone that had, you know, the PC version of it because, you know,
you were console.
I was console watch, and until I got my PC in 2017. Yeah. But you know, people kind of crap on you if you're a console watch.
That's true. Good old console watch. Hey, you know what? I'm glad it's going crossplay. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so weird to see. You know, it's 2021. Overwatch crossplay beta. It's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird for me.
I guess it is. Well, I don't know. To me, it's kind of cool. I like the whole crossplay thing. It's very cool. Speaking of D2, I think E3 they finally did a release date, which is like
September.
Like September
23rd, if I'm correct. Right, I might be wrong on that date, but I think it's like.
I'm excited to play that. I never played D2 before. I know when you played it, you had all the people who have played D2. They're like, well, back in my day in 2000, this is the route that I took, and you're not doing it right. Like, come on.
What the hell? You're not min-maxing? Yeah, so for those that don't know, when Diablo 2 had the technical beta for Diablo 2 Resurrected, I would say it's one of the worst Twitch experiences I've ever had. Not because anyone was toxic. Actually, the worst Twitch experience I've ever had was old Bungie Emblem, you know, PvP things. That was the most toxic thing. But this is definitely a number 2 or 3, and it's just like as soon as you start the game, you're not, you know, you got to learn it, right? It's not Diablo 3. I used to play Diablo 3, but people were very not so kind with the hand-holding.
Yeah, I played D3 on console. I think, yeah,
but it was fun. D3 was
the only Diablo game I played, but D3 was fun.
I played D3 on a very crappy MacBook. But hey, it worked. I beat the game, and I played with friends. I had a fun time with it. But the PS4 version of Diablo, which had the expansion, that was the first game that the first game that my wife ever beat.
Blessos 7.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
I don't know this, but will D2 have multiplayer?
Yes. Yeah. It is. I think it. Yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
So I will probably play that to play with the homies. I think that's why I was because I was so turned off by that one experience. But then as soon as I was watching it and they're like, "Hey, you can play up to so many people," I'm like, "I'll probably play it then."
That's how I was when I was playing Smash, the PV game mode. What is it called? Like New Light or something?
Oh, World of Light. Yeah. I never touched it. Never touched it.
Oh my god, people, man, that's how my experience was when you played D2. People were mega bad.
How far out did you play that from launch? How far out?
I played that on launch, I think.
And people were backseating you?
People were backseating, yeah. They're like, yo, dude, did you know this?
What the heck?
Why don't you it was man, dude. Hey, but whatever. Hey, Smash is on the list for me again, so Smash community, you may have ruined it for me, but Sakurai saved it by adding Kazuya to Smash. So hey, PogChamp.
So I have one last thing from the Xbox conference before we hop into the Nintendo E3, which we kind of talked about. We talked about the new addition to Smash, but the last thing is the new update to Sea of Thieves, because Shark, I kind of like griefing people in Sea of Thieves, but it's a new standalone story only that's coming out this month. You
don't like getting grief though, right? Because
I don't like it when you grief me.
Me and Ariel's locked you in a bridge or a brig.
See, that's not griefing. That is team kill griefing.
That was griefing. That's still
griefing. It's fun to grief others together, not like, hey, we're trying to do this raid. Let's grief. No, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Anyway, all I know is Rob's on my side about that. But the new Pirates of the Caribbean update to Sea of Thieves is coming out, and dude. I will play that. And if it's multiplayer, please play with me.
I used to be like a huge Pirates of the Caribbean stan.
Really?
Know?
I never really got into it ever. I think I watched the first two, and I was like, well,
I loved it. That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, so, but. Yeah. I will play the Sea of Thieves update that's coming out, and I think it comes out very soon. And if it's multiplayer, cool. I'd love to play with you.
Yeah, I'd totally be down. Yes.
All right, so you ready to dive into the Nintendo portion?
Oh God. Well, before we do, I still have games that I liked that I did not mention.
Sure.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Never
played. Yeah, remember that? I've never touched Borderlands 3 at all, but Tiny Tina's Wonderland looks amazing.
Didn't you get flown out to play Borderlands 3?
Too. She's a very cool. Yes, I just let's not talk about that. Listen, hey, I appreciate them flying me. All right.
Hashtag free flight.
Yeah, hashtag free flight. But they didn't give me no free game, so
what?
I didn't.
Lie.
I didn't play it because they didn't give me a free game.
What? You lie.
I don't think
what?
I did. I'm pretty sure I never got the free
check your
game.
emails. There has to be a code in there. There's no way they made that oversight of taking you out there, spend all that money on hotels, flights.
I don't remember.
Maybe
they did.
The open bar there, like the game stations. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But yeah, cool. That does look hype, even though Gearbox is on my sus list sometimes.
I feel like for me, when developers do sussy stuff, but if the game's cool, I'd still play it. Like Tiny Tina's, I'd still play it.
Like, yeah. True.
She's a cool character. She's funny. I like her.
I won't lie to you. I will probably 7 out of 10 probably play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Yeah.
Wonderland, yeah.
I like that kind of stuff. medieval kind of stuff. You can,
Right.
while we were together in Colorado, all I did was talk and my lord, you are not prepared, and like,
not prepared.
and
Yeah.
there was just like there was a lot of grass, and for some reason I was just constantly talking like that for some reason. Yes, that was cool, and that was one of the official launch things for Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest that kind of kicked off E3 last Thursday. That was cool.
Oh yeah, they also they like teased it, like the Valorant new character.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
like Meet a Valorant.
And we talked to someone that was NDA'd that kind of got a teaser behind it.
The what?
We talked to someone that has like that's going to get NDA access. Yeah. They didn't leak anything for us.
No leaks. No leaks.
But they just let us know that they're going to play it early.
They did a good job.
Hey, salute to that person for NDAs.
And I think that's it. Other than like Back for Blood,
Back for Blood. I'm excited for. So here, before we get into Nintendo, here are my top for Xbox, from the Xbox games. Number 10, Redfall, Flight Sim, Grounded, Replaced, I don't recall that, Party Animals, Sea of Thieves, Battlefield, and Halo. I think Halo is one of my most hyped things, 100%. Yeah, anything from Xbox that really took your breath away?
Was it that vampire game? Was it during this Xbox segment?
Yeah, that was the final thing, Redfall. I think a lot of people are excited
Redfall was really cool. I mean, I'm not huge. I never grew up on Xbox, so like a lot of the things like Halo or anything that like gets remastered or anything, whatever, doesn't get me hyped because I never grew up on Xbox. I was during the Great Console War. I was on the PlayStation side, and only on the PlayStation side.
PlayStation side. Oh, sheesh.
Times change.
Especially if you got a PC. I think I'm not gonna do an ad read for Xbox Game Pass, but hey, you get games on the Xbox or PC, and I think they do kind of nice thing for it. You get to play, you get to experience things,
and that's cool.
Yeah. You ready to dive into the great Nintendo E3?
Let's yes, Mr. Nintendo Ambassador. Let's dive in to the Nintendo stuff.
All right, so straight out of the gate, no, I guess we kind of were forewarned by all the social media postings of it, but no Switch Pro, no Super Nintendo Switch.
No Switch Pro. I'd love, man, if a Switch Pro would come out, that'd be awesome. That'd be really cool.
It's all but confirmed. I mean, you had Samsung leaks about like a new screen for it. You had Nvidia leaks about a new chip that will that like iPhones use or just something uses that like just powers up what a phone can like up-res. So like you could theoretically have 60 FPS 4K, maybe not in handheld mode, but I wouldn't care. Like all I care, like 90% of the time my Switch is docked, and
same, yeah.
And I couldn't really tell the Switch. Like I know I love the Switch. It's my favorite console. But when Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 came out, that's when I started to notice like, ooh, it's not an SSD, or like you just might notice something like playing handheld version of Hyrule Warriors, Calamity Ganon. Like you do have some things where it's just like slows down, but yeah, that's just my one. I tell you what, I will poo my pants if they ever do it.
I've been saying this a lot with like Nintendo. They've been like, especially like Mario Party back then when it wasn't online. Like they've been living in the past. Like I had to buy, and I'm sure you did too. Like the there's still a thing for the Wi-Fi thing.
The Ethernet thing.
Thingy, yeah, Ethernet thing. Like what? Why do I have to buy that separately? But I mean, it's kind of funny, but it had to take a pandemic to have
True.
Nintendo make Mario Party
Online.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully they start. And I hope that's a step to modern Nintendo gaming instead of living
Couch
a
co-op,
little
couch
old
co-op,
school.
couch
Yeah,
co-op. Yeah.
yeah, like couch co-op. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that was a pleasant surprise before E3. I think it was
yeah,
like a couple months ago that they're like, "Hey,
yeah,
Super Mario Party is fully online for board games, and it's cool to play with you." I know we played a handful of times.
yeah.
It's definitely something I played a lot with the charity stuff and got to play with Reggie. And then speaking of it, they announced Mario. Wait, what's the name of it? Mario Party Superstars, which
Oh
is
my
that game
man.
is hype because it's fully
Oh,
online. I hope that it's using the new netcode server,
dude.
because they have a new multiplayer server that they kind of created. Nintendo did for
That hit me with so much nostalgia. I'm sorry
because
to
it's
interrupt,
old
but like, man, I
N64
was,
maps. Yeah,
yeah.
and they
Oh
showed
my
it off
god.
and with a Treehouse Live. We were gonna record this a little bit earlier, but I was like, I really want to see like this Treehouse Live because it's old school N64 stuff, just in
Oh,
like the Super Mario Party engine. And
that was, man, that was awesome.
yeah, and the one thing this isn't confirmed or anything, but my one pet peeve about Super Mario Party was like anytime that you hit to view the board, you have that little bit of tutorial. You know what I'm talking about? Like, hey, this is how you use the map. And I was like, by the year like a millionth, Mario Party game, you're like, "Ah, man, I don't even want to check the map because I don't want that thing to prompt."
Yes.
But
No cheating. We don't like that.
but I hope that they remove that, like maybe the first time you do it, and but after
Right.
that, nothing. But yeah, that comes out. I believe I don't have the release date for it, but it comes out later this year. And that's definitely on my top. Oh my god, that game is stupidly high up on my top list. But yeah, Mario Party Superstars comes out this year. And speaking of old classic games, I don't know if you ever had a Wii, but there's a game on the
I have
Wii that
not.
I loved. It was called WarioWare, and there's a new one coming out for the Switch.
I have not played. So the only Nintendo consoles I've ever owned was the 64,
Mhm.
Nintendo 64, and the Switch. Woo!
Hey,
So to me, like that hit me with like the huge nostalgia was the Mario Party Superstars. Like, man, that took me back, and its updated graphics was just really cool. But I've noticed like some of the game modes, like I guess like the fishing one and like the one where you're on a like mine car in a volcano
oh
trying
yeah,
to like
yeah,
keep
yeah, yeah, yeah,
balance.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that took me back, and I hope they had like that fishing one too. Like that one, I loved a lot. That took me back when I was I don't remember how young I was. I was like 8 or something. But when I played that game, I was in for the first time. I was in Puerto Rico, dude. I was on a vacation. Like I was playing that game, man. Puerto Rican Mario Party was like 4 or something. I don't remember, but it was awesome.
Yeah,
Like yeah, that
dude.
definitely took me back.
I'm super excited for it because they had they had so many classic games. I think I saw a game from Mario Party 1, Mario Party 3, and I'm super hyped for that one. But yeah, Mario Party. Once we're kind of done, I'll give you my top 10, and you'll be kind of surprised of how high up that game is. But yeah, the WarioWare. I think the last one was for the Wii. It was a DS title as well. It's just a bunch of mini games that have just like kind of silly humor, and it's a pleasant surprise to see that. And then also, I'm kind of trying to work the way up with the hype thing. A Game Boy Advance game is getting a remaster. Advance Wars. I never played Advance Wars as a kid, and I had like a day one Game Boy Advance back in the day that had like
Ah.
I think I had the F-Zero and Super Mario 2, but I never played Advance Wars. And it looks pretty sick. The graphics on it look clean. But that's all I got.
I've never played it, but hey, PogChamp,
Uh,
very cool. We like remasters.
so this one, what is one of my favorite things?
Wait, what is your you
But-
want me to answer that?
Yeah, what is like if I were to pull up YouTube right now, what would something I be looking at?
Like paranormal top 5.
Amen.
Paranormal.
And
caught
that's
on
why
camera.
I am actually I'm like lukewarm, but stupidly more than that. It's like, you know, like it's just like I just want to get scared, and I'm excited about the new Fatal Frame game coming to the Switch because the Wii U Fatal Frame was spooky, dude, and I actually like that game, even though like no one ever talks about it.
Oh, it's like an anime spooky game. What?
It's Pokemon Snap, but ghosts.
Wait, really?
That is
Wait.
the legit best way to describe it. You have this camera
Oh.
and you ward off the spirits by getting the perfect pictures of them. Yeah.
So they're remastering this, right?
No, I think it's a new one. Yeah.
Oh, it's a new one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually excited for this one too.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then we talked about Smash Bros, which normally, you know, Smash Bros is something that I'm excited for you. I feel like you got your Banjo Kazooie, you know.
Yeah, Kazuya, dude. Oh man, that was. I wish I watched it live. I didn't know it was gonna be this early.
You would not have liked to see my POV of watching it because I was like, oh, but I get it. It's your Kazooie. I got Banjo Kazooie. I can't ask for anything else. But
I
Master
didn't
Chief.
like Banjo Kazooie.
I love Banjo. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, and just kidding.
But they still have one more character.
Hold on. Yeah. Speaking of that one more character, Jonesy from Fortnite.
I'd rather have Master Chief, but I do highly think Jonesy is a high probability with different skins that could probably be like the banana dude, like bearded Jonesy.
Yo, hot take. Master Chief in Smash would be cringe.
No,
But
actually,
Jonesy in
I used to think
Fortnite-
so too, dude, until the new Halo news. I am all aboard the Halo train.
Wait, why Master Chief though? How does that make sense?
Doesn't make sense. He has a grappling hook. He has like a sword.
Yeah,
He
but
could have a
like,
rocket. He could have an AR.
How close? Like, has he had anything like, you know, like relations with like Nintendo or anything?
I could say the same thing about Tekken.
No, because Pokken is on the Switch.
I'm
and
talking
also
about Tekken.
is on a fighting game.
I'm talking about Tekken, not Pokken.
That Pokken is made by the same people that
I'm
made Tekken.
talking
That's
about
why it's called
Tekken,
Pokken.
my guy.
What do you?
All
are you
right,
talking
hold on.
about?
I'm looking this up to see the titles of Tekken. Tekken 3D Prime Edition is on the 3DS back in 2012. That was the
I didn't know
last.
That, but also
That was
Pong.
the last Tekken title for Nintendo.
But Pokken is also considered Tekken as well.
No, it's not. It's considered
Yes, it
Pokken,
is.
unless you go to Germany
No,
where it's titled Pokemon Tekken.
It's. What do you mean? It's made by the people who made Tekken.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
know.
like-
I know.
Yeah, and it's Pokemon. But okay, listen. I know you're breathing copium right now, and you're sad that probably Master Chief is not coming out. I get it. All right. That copium sounds really good, but yes, Tekken makes sense because I even said this a long time ago that like, oh, you know, they probably they have to do a Tekken character. I mean, it makes sense. Pokken,
You know, it's a studio that
jam.
makes Smash 2. Straight up.
But here's my thing though. Why Master Chief? How does that like? Where is the relation there? Tekken has way more relation than Master Chief, even though you think it's little, but it's a lot more than Halo.
I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. At least there was yeah, you're right. I can't even fault you on that. Yeah, and it's more likely to get Doom Guy than Master Chief because at least that's on the Switch. Yeah.
So that's why Jonesy from Fortnite makes more sense.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Chief.
I'm not gonna lie to you. And I think like the alternate skins with Jonesy would be cool because you get Banana Dude.
That would be cool. Yeah, and you get like Ramirez, the chick.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't think I'd be mad at Jonesy, as long as
Oh,
maybe
I'd
I can
love
like
Jonesy.
import, you
Not
know,
only
my
because
Master
like
Chief skin.
not only because it's a huge meme in Fortnite, but I know you won't be mad, but I know a
Oh,
lot of
people
other
would
people
be
would be mad.
mad.
And
Yeah.
oh my god, that's my copium. That's the thing I breathe.
I
Like meme characters to come out, like Minecraft was hilarious. I love Steve in Smash. That is
I don't
so
think anyone
funny.
was pissed at Steve. I think Steve was one of those characters that people really wanted. Not me, but I'm glad people got it.
Oh, but Fortnite, man. Oh man, just man. But I'm really happy that Tekken finally came through. I think the head dude Harada for Tekken, I think he did like some sort of like small leak that I don't remember. It was when we were on our vacation out of town, and Harada, um, I have to look into his tweets because he tweets a lot. But he said something. I'm like, that's weird, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, Kazuya coming out now. That makes sense. Well, hey, Pog.
Yeah, I
So I'm
mean,
very
I'm glad you got
excited
your
about
Banjo
that.
Kazooie. So
Yeah.
I'm not pooing on your party by any means, and I will agree that like Jonesy is probably going to be the final one for this.
I would love Jonesy. Oh my god.
My
But
theory.
if it wasn't Jonesy, who would you think? If
Who would
it's
I
not
think?
Jonesy from Fortnite.
If this is the final one, like we're not supporting it anymore. I'm going into retirement. That's Sakurai. If it was like that, I would fully expect Waluigi for the memes.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah,
True.
100%. I would fully.
Wait,
expect
is that really going to be the final character?
Can I tell you what I think?
What?
So
Go ahead.
I think when the Pro comes out, and I said this before, but I kind of got into the hype of like, oh, they're gonna announce it at E3. But I've always said that I think that the Switch Pro or Super Nintendo Switch will probably arrive in March of next year, because it's when the Switch came out. You know what? It'd be like 6 years later. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. And I assume that they would have like this like super version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that might have, you know, one or two extra characters in there. And you get
That'd be cool.
and it'll be like, you'll
Yeah.
get all the DLC characters if you never played before. You know, you $60 gets you all this, and then maybe it has like some upgrades for, you know, higher res, or maybe like we're converting ourselves to new online code, or you know,
Connection, guys.
and then maybe have 2 more years of additional characters. That's my theory.
Yeah.
That's what I would
man,
like.
God, I'm so happy Kazuya is in Smash. That is huge. That is, man.
Hey, I'm happy you're standing.
Man, that is huge. Man, like I love, like, you know how I felt about Smash. Like Smash, after like the Fruit Summit, when we stopped playing it, it started being boring to me.
I loved it, but I don't know. I never had anyone being
to
toxic
me.
to
Yo,
me.
Smash, man, I'm picking up on Kazuya. You know, whether I suck or not. I just love. Well, like, to me, I finally get to experience. I don't know if like I've seen a character where I genuinely liked. I'm like, whoa, that is the same, you know, moves that he does in the original game. So to me, you know, seeing Kazuya do his like God Fist thing and his like little spinneroonie kick, which is very like, seeing that in Smash, it's trippy at first, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
And see, I'm excited for the music and the stages. And like, you know, oh god, I'm so excited about
I
that.
know Sakurai was like, "Yep, that's Tekken," and he was like, "No, it's Smash Bros." But it looks like it.
It's like, does it play like Tekken? It definitely looked like
Yeah,
Tekken
that 10
first
combo,
time.
because I was all frowny face. I'm like, oh, and I saw a 10 combo. I'm like, oh my god, that's a fighting game right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought that was cool. And that well, the direct comes out at the end of this month, which I assume, because they've been really good about it, is when they have the direct, they go over it, and it's like the character's available now or something. I think what they did with Sephiroth was the coolest thing ever. But since Sephiroth, they've been launching on the same direct. What?
Sorry. Yeah, I didn't like Sephiroth. I was
You
like,
didn't
new
like how
sword
it was
character?
released? How like you had to beat him on the
'Cause
hardest
it's another-
difficulty?
Literally new. I didn't play it. It was only for one day, and I didn't get to play it.
Well, I did. I was hyped.
Well, I didn't.
Well,
and I
you're not a
wasn't.
true fan, FOMO.
Well, I never played any Final Fantasy game, and I never
Feeling
will
of
because
missing
they
out
don't remaster.
person over here.
They won't remaster Final Fantasy.
Yes, they are.
1.
Yes, they are. That was announced in the Square Enix thing. They're remastering 1 through 6.
You're lying.
I'm not.
No way.
I swear.
No, link it right now.
Dude, I'm recording this. You could Google it. It's true. It's true. It's true. But I will say the FOMO of feeling of missing out. Definitely. I didn't know that you can only do Sephiroth that one day. But yeah. But I don't. When I say they're remastering it, I think they're just making it look like Octopath Traveler. That's my theory.
Wait, so they are remastering it?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
1 through 6. Yeah.
So now, whoa.
Now you can play
that
Final
changed-
Fantasy 7.
Now I could finally play Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, but I think that they're gonna make it in the art style of Octopath Traveler, which is an amazing game.
When
by the
does
way.
this come out though?
No idea. Like that was, I think they got less than 1 minute of screen time during the Square Enix Direct.
Oh well. Dang, that is very
Yeah.
cool. Wow. I think, you know what? Where's my share of this? Because I literally memed on this for so long that I was like, oh, I'm not gonna play Final Fantasy 7 if they don't remaster 1 through 6.
Oh, you finally got
They
it.
literally holy crap.
I told you,
Square Enix, dude, where's my share? What?
dude. Yeah, your memes. They're like, hey, we're doing that. But
You
yeah.
know what? I'm not playing Final Fantasy 1 through 6 because of that. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
kidding.
gosh! Anything to keep this meme alive, dude. Sheesh. All right. So before we get into the biggest thing from Nintendo, Metroid. They said Metroid Prime.
We all wanted that.
Well, I think everyone
I
wanted
can't
the
remember
Metroid Prime.
Every Nintendo Direct, everyone was like,
Metroid,
"Where's the new
Metroid."
Metroid?
Yeah.
Where's the new Metroid? Well, it's finally out.
So, well, it's coming out. Well, the thing is this isn't Metroid
yeah.
Prime. It's not the first-person shooter that people are excited for. Retro
But it's still a
Studios
new
in Texas
Metroid game,
is
right?
still
Are we
making
not
that.
happy about that?
But yeah, this is the first game in 19 years. They said that's a continuation. And hey, it looks beautiful. You know, Metroid always kind of creeped me out as a kid, and there's definitely stuff in that creeped me out, and I'll be excited to play it. Yeah, I believe it's a October release date, and I'm like, perfect. It's spooky season. You get the spooky buff.
We like that.
Oh, we like that. But yeah, that is definitely coming out this year. I watched the Treehouse thing of it. Like they incorporated this new mechanic where this thing called, I believe it's called an Emmy, this robot that will hunt you down and will insta kill you. And so you have to be kind of like
cool.
It makes it so like it's like the in between of Solid Snake sneaking around and Jason Voorhees following you. So you have to be, you know what I mean? It's like the weird combo of that.
That's really cool.
And then are you ready to get into the biggest news of E3 in my personal opinion?
Here we are, the moment we've been waiting for.
The Zelda Game & Watch has Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past from the Game Boy, and a clock feature.
That's your number one?
No, that's not my number one. I will probably buy it though. But
I'd probably buy it too.
Skyward Sword's coming out. That was one thing which I'm definitely gonna get. But Zelda Breath of the Wild, the sequel, finally got gameplay, and
very cool. Yes.
Hey, Breath of the Wild is my favorite game ever.
Never played it.
And I was very curious. It's been 2 years since the kind of just announcement of it, and yo man, it kicked off. I was like, wait, is this Skyward Sword? You're falling through the heavens, and like you have I don't know if it's pieces of Hyrule that are broken apart and you have to go in the sky, but it's pretty sick. and I don't know. I mean, yeah, hey, I have a dog named Zelda. You think I won't buy it?
For me, I never played a Zelda game before. The only Zelda games I've ever played was Smash. Maybe I'll play it. I need to play. I have never played Breath of the Wild.
You should.
You know
You should
what?
definitely do it.
You meme can't play Breath of the Wild 2 until they remaster all the old Zelda games.
Well, they kind of did.
Kind of, yeah. But on the Switch though.
You can play Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds or whatever. There's a few on there. The only things that are really missing is Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the HD collections that came out on the Wii U for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, plus like the Game Boy games.
Man, all right. I don't want to poop on your parade, but I hate when like people game devs do that. They like lock their game in like old consoles and you can't like play it on the
I mean, they would
consoles.
literally print free money if they just did something like I like respectfully. I can't believe
like,
I follow like the Mario thing that they did last year with 64, Sunshine and Galaxy. I love that. I love that.
That was awesome.
And I thought it was so obvious that was queued up. But again, that was announced. The Mario one was announced September of last year, if I'm correct. They released it like within 30 days of like announcing it. I think that's what they're going to do because I feel like if they put like an HD collection of Majora's Mask, Ocarina, plus the Wii U ones, I think if they announced it, that would hurt Skyward Sword's numbers. So I think hey, like 2 months after Skyward Sword, they might announce it or something.
That's just weird.
You gotta think like a salesperson. I think that as I get older, I realize that you can't think of Nintendo as this is my dream game. They think of it like, hey, that dream game better make money, and that's the same thing for no matter if you're Digital Devolver, Sony, or what.
Well, like to me, I'm not gonna play Sky Sword because then what's the game before it? Like I need.
There is no game before it. That is literally the first thing in the Zelda universe. Fun fact.
No way.
Yes, it is.
No way. That's the first.
Kicks off the Zelda universe.
That's actually the first Zelda game.
Yeah, it is. In the storyline, that is the first one.
Oh, in the storyline, but what about in the chronological order, dude? Yeah.
Technically, that's the first one that kicks off everything, and then Zelda 1 is pretty far down the timeline. It's pretty far down the timeline because it goes Skyward Sword, something else, then it gets to Ocarina. And then Ocarina has 3 timeline split offs. So there's like, if Link dies, if Link stays a kid, and if he stays a kid, it goes into Majora, or it goes into if Link is adult and just retires, and then the world floods and you get Wind Waker. It's cool.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
How does that work?
How does it work?
What?
It's confusing, and I don't think it's made to make sense.
Very confusing.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. And also, the one thing that we didn't talk about was the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC pass, which is coming out this week. Zelda on a horse bike. I thought it was pretty legit. I like Hyrule Warriors a lot. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I would love to see that game on a pro version of the Switch because that game does chug a little bit, but yeah, I'm down. Inject Zelda into my blood. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Are you ready to get into top 10?
I hate that your block is from 4:08 a.m. I should be able to catch the end of it when I get to work.
E3 2021.
All right, these are your top picks.
Wait, mine?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh no, what happened to my list?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right. Number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy, which is also going to be coming out on the Switch, which is pretty pog. Number 9, Flight Sim. I know, crazy. I'm really looking forward to that. Number 8, the new Metroid coming out this October. Number 7, the newly announced Redfall, the vampire game. Number 6, Party Animals. I absolutely adored that game. No idea if it's an Xbox exclusive or not. Number 5, the new WarioWare coming out because it's just mini game the game. Number 4, Battlefield. It's the first time I've ever been excited for it since, I don't know, I was 24. Number 3, Mario Party Superstars. No cap. No cap. That is my number 3. Number 2, no cap. It sounds like I'm dating myself by saying Mario Party and Halo. I'm stupidly excited about Halo. I thought the marketing was straight out of old school Bungie, like pre-D2 Bungie. I loved it. I love that they really hammered down and focused on the PvP stuff, and the PvP stuff looked fun, and I'm all for it. And then my top one is Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
All right. That is so. Your number 1 is Breath of the Wild 2, right?
Yeah.
Pog. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My top 7.
Let's
I don't
go.
have a top 10 because I was a little behind on things and I didn't catch up on a lot of things. And I also rewritten what I just put out. So number 7 of the Sharktington E3 2021 thing, Redfall, very cool.
We share our number
vampires.
7s.
Yes, very cool. I do like Redfall. I'd like to see more, but the cutscenes or whatever that was, I'm sure the story would be awesome. Number 6, it might come as a surprise because I don't think we talked about it at all. The new Life is Strange.
What? Yeah, I didn't know you were into Life is Strange. Yeah, I don't really touch those games.
I love the first Life is Strange. I haven't played the DLC, but the first one, man, I love Life is Strange. So you know what? I might as well catch up on Life is Strange. Play like the DLC and the newer ones and stuff. Eventually, you know, very cool.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's also coming to the Switch. Coming to the Switch, and all the other ones are too.
Yeah. Number 5. The Rainbow Six Extraction.
Hey, I'm not making fun of you. I'm glad you're excited.
I'm very excited about that because Rainbow Six is cool. The gunplay is cool. And aliens are cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Number 4. This is my number 4. Another one might come out as a surprise. That 6-second or 10-second Valorant teaser.
Hey.
I am very excited about that. I love Valorant. I have a lot of skins, and Valorant's very cool, even though I suck at it. Also, you know, so yes, Valorant teaser.
Okay.
Number 3, the Mario Party Superstar thing. Man,
we share number 3s.
Whoa, look at that. Hey.
7 and 3.
That took me back, man. That really took me back. That hit me with the nostalgia. I was like, whoa, I remember these game modes. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And so
the one thing is there was this weird resurgence of like Mario Party hype before the online was announced for Super Mario Party, right? And so people were like going through trying to get like emulators up and running to play it, right? But yeah, I because everyone was like goes back and thinks, oh, Super Mario 1 or Super Mario 2 or Super Mario 3 are their favorite. It's literally all 3 kind of thrown together, and I think it's really cool.
That is so awesome. Number 2, Elden Ring. So I never played. I need to finish Dark Souls 1. Never played 2. I played Dark Souls 3. I think it had DLCs. Bloodborne, never played DLCs. But even like though I haven't played all of the Souls games, I love them. They're just so good. Like, man, like the journey I've had, like especially like recently, like Demon Souls, so good, really good. I know it's a remaster, but it was an amazing like launch title for me for the PS5. It looked, oh my god, it looked so good. It looked amazing, and playing that like it was an amazing journey. I love Souls, like Souls types games, man. Ooh.
I will play it. So I'm a huge Game of Thrones nerd up until last season.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about it. I don't bend the knee to the last one. Yeah, I will probably play it. Like, there's probably
season 8 ruined everything of Game of Thrones. Now I hate Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I don't like it at all. Yeah. Anyways,
number one. Wait, can I say it? Can I do the? Can I do it? World premiere.
Number one for the Sharktington E3 2021 most hype list, scuffed, very very last minute list, top 7. But anyways, number one, Kazuya in Smash, dude.
Damn,
man,
that says a lot, dude.
That's huge. You know how much I've talked about it a long time ago before. I'm like, yo, Tekken and Smash would be so huge. Like, it'll get me into Smash again. And like having Kazuya, like, oh man.
Yeah, like, dude, literally.
Tekken 7 is an amazing game. I love it. It's
literally so when I saw it, I'm like, hey, Shark's gonna love this. And
I like that.
Well, as long as if I get my Super Smash buddy back, all hail Kazuya. Kazuya. I can't wait to defeat your Kazuya with Kazooie.
Yeah, there you go. Kazooie? Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah, Kazooie.
Anyway, sorry, I was having trouble saying his name. But yes, Kazuya and Smash, definitely huge. Made sense. It's a huge a big respect to the fighting games community to have, like, Tekken. Let me finish. To have Tekken, Street Fighter, Terry. But I remember I did mention, I was like, oh, they probably remember this talk we had a while back. It was like, oh, if whatever Smash character is gonna come out, I was like, oh, it's either gonna be a Tekken character or maybe an MK character like Scorpion. Yeah. I forgot about like maybe having Scorpion.
I can see the final character being Scorpion too. Yeah. Because when Smash Bros came out, there was like all those reports like Sakurai visited NetherRealm Studios.
Ed Boon's house.
Ed Boon's house. So I would say wahoo if Scorpion would get in. I would not. I would pog if that was it. I would rather Scorpion over Jonesy.
Oh.
But
okay. That's whoa, relax there, buddy. Whoa. We like Jonesy in his house.
When Banjo-Kazooie was announced, they announced Hero first at the start of it, right? And then they announced Banjo at the end of it because Hero is huge over in Japan, and then in the US, Banjo was huge. And so I truly think that I'm not saying Tekken isn't big here, but I'm sure it's bigger over there. I could really see Scorpion. Right. And then maybe like a Sub-Zero clone fighter.
Tekken's huge, like, in the fighting game scene.
There's a Tekken fighter that lives in Memphis. I met him once.
If you're a fan of fighting games, then like should be happy about Tekken.
Yeah, for sure. But we're all in agreement. No Virtual Fighter, right?
No, I don't care. I love fighting games. Like fighting games. Like, I have the most respect of like the FGC. Like, literally, like, man, it's, I don't know, something about like the FGC is just like so like cool to me.
Well, like, I'd rather Scorpion than Virtual Fighter. Anyone from Virtual Fighter, except maybe the Panda Dude. Panda Dude's cool, right? There's a panda, right? Where's that Tekken? That's not Tekken.
Yeah, remember.
I don't know, but we've been on a roll for a while. Shark, thank you so much for joining me for this E3 review. I actually really enjoyed this a lot. I enjoyed this quite a bit.
Same. Even though I didn't do my homework on E3 because I missed a lot because of traveling and World of Warcraft, but.
You were not prepared.
I was not prepared. But I was, you know what? Hey, Kazuya and Smash, number one. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
We're proud of that. But Zelda, I had a lot of fun. Very cool in our untitled
E3
podcast thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick, if you're watching this live, please sound off if you would like this to be maybe a weekly thing or something, or maybe like a special event where we might be able to get like preview access to games and we can talk about it. I think that could be fun. I think that could also be a high possibility too, Shark. For those that are watching this on the YouTube where it's edited together with B-roll on top, hey, is this something that you enjoy? Because I enjoy this a lot. So sound off in the comments down below. And Lord Sharkington, I love you, young sir. And I hope that
you, my friend, know you.
And in my heart, you are always prepared.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you.
All right. Well, take care, amigo, and thanks for watching, dudes.
Bye.